And with that, Paladins on the Switch has officially been discontinued as of June 21st, 2023. To the dismay of many Switch players and to the moans and groans to a lot of the players that still want to play the game. Unfortunately, hi-rez did not actually want to fix the game, and they did not care enough to actually put the time in, or they did not know how to actually fix the game, which is probably another problem. Being somebody that had over 5,800 hours in the past 5 years on Paladins, all on the Switch as well, I don't know anybody else that actually had as many hours on the game than I did. I think the other closest person that I've seen was Santa Joe, if you guys know who that is. Also another person that would play on the Switch. I think he had like 5,700 hours. I don't know anybody else that had more hours on the game than I did over the past 5 years. And it is also, I think, the game I think that I've played the most in my entirety, my entire life. I think the only other game that I had more, like, close to that, like, 5,800 hours on, I think was Pokemon, like, Black or White 2. I think I had, like, 4,000 hours on or something way back in the day. I've never had a game where I put that much hours on in my entirety, like, my entire life. So, that also says a lot going into this. I just really want to make a video, like, kind of talking about what's going to really be going on now, and the Switch being discontinued and Paladins no longer being on the Switch. Well, where do we go now and what's going to be happening, pretty much. So, if you're a Switch player and you still have not linked your accounts, you need to try to get your accounts linked, send a support ticket, see if they can recover your account from the void, and if they can't, then you send another support ticket asking for a refund, because I don't know why, if you're a Switch player, if you haven't did that already, but you waited way too long, and you waited last minute, and all your stuff is either gone, and long gone and out into the open entirety of the void, no longer to be able to be recovered, or you're going to be getting screwed, and you're going to be having to ask for a refund. So, one of those two things, if you're a Switch player and you haven't done that, go do that. But, I just want to do, like, one final video, kind of talking about, like, some of the positives and some of the major issues with the game, and whether or not I'm going to be continuing to play the game on a different platform going forward, or if I'm going to decide not to, and what's going to be kind of be happening with that as well. So, this will be my final Paladins video, at least for the foreseeable future. I will not be covering any of the other future updates, and I will not be playing the game, at least as far as I know, at least for the near future. Like, I'll talk about this entire video. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about here, but kind of where I am right now, which kind of sucks. First of all, I tried linking my account. I'm going to kind of get right into it and just hop right into this. First of all, it took me 3 weeks to try to get my account linked, and I was talking back and forth with hi-rez support. Hopefully you guys don't have this issue at all, but I was talking like 3 weeks with hi-rez support. They would take 5 to 8 days to respond to my support tickets, which was absolutely fucking crazy. Way too long to respond to a support ticket. And you guys want to know what ended up happening? I wasted 3 weeks talking to hi-rez support because they actually don't even know their own game, and they don't even know how to do their fucking job correctly, to the point where my account was actually linking, and actually I had no problems to begin with, but they said that my account was linking and then unlinking 2 seconds afterwards, and that there was a problem that I was not doing correctly, or there was an issue with my account being linked, when in reality my accounts were linking perfectly, and there was like an error message under like the account linking thing. If you guys missed it, I threw up an entire video on how to link your account. It's on the channel live right now. You guys can go look in that video exactly what was happening to me. It's in that video. But pretty much what it was doing, it was giving me a bunch of random letters and numbers under where it says your account is supposed to be linked. It is supposed to say your account was successfully linked, when instead it was popping up a bunch of letters and numbers. That turned out to be actually my account UUID number. So it was actually showing that my account was actually linked. But they did not know any better, and they thought it was not linking on their end. At least at what they thought. And I was actually told that by somebody that actually does not even work for the company. And they turned out being right. And in the end, I asked them to recheck, because I ended up getting all my skins. The problem with the account linking, for some reason it takes like over a week to get your skins. It took me over a week for the skins to show up in game for me, and it actually ended up linking and actually working. All I was doing was just unlinking and relinking the account over and over, thinking it was not working because that's what they were telling me. I don't know if I'll be throwing up screenshots of like the emails or like stuff from support as I'm talking about this, but I'm pretty much done with them now. I got my account linked, so the good news is if I do want to go back to playing the game on a different platform, I should have all my cosmetics and all my account progress and everything. So if I do want to play it on like a PS4 or an Xbox, or even on PC, which I don't think all of those are possible as of right now, but if I do down the line, I should have all my stuff, which was the main thing I was actually really scared about, was losing all my stuff from the past 5 years. Mainly the cosmetics and all that stuff, because a lot of people don't even have that anymore, or they don't even play the game anymore, and all those accounts are long dead. So it's actually really difficult to find accounts and actually find players that have a lot of the older cosmetics nowadays. So that was the main thing. Hi-rez support, I don't know how they are still even allowed to employ them type of people, but they do not know how to do their job at all. And if somebody that doesn't even work for them can actually tell me how to link my account, and that was actually linking to begin with and working to begin with the entire time, and they aren't even working for hi-rez or hi-rez support, like that is really bad, and they are really awful at their job. Awful support. Hi-rez support is absolutely awful. They are garbage. I feel bad for anybody who has to deal with them and try to get their account linked or like try to get a refund, but next time I will be talking to them is when the game gets discontinued on Switch for Smite. So apart from that, here are some of the real negatives with the game, that like some of the major reasons, some of the major gripes I've been having with the game over like the past, pretty much the entire year so far, and it's even been longer than a year. I've talked about this a lot in the past, a lot of the stuff in the past, but like a lot of this stuff is really relevant right now. The major problem with Paladins is it lacks content, and it might just because I'm a veteran player, I have almost all the shit and all that type of thing. But like, if you're a new player, I guess maybe it's a new game for you and you think it's great. But being somebody that even has like a decent amount of hours in the game, not even as many hours that I have, even just like a little amount of hours, like what, 500 hours in the game or something, like not really that crazy. Like, I don't know how anybody can think that the game has like a really good amount of content right now to actually keep you interested for like 3 to 4 months per every update. New champions are not enough. The new champions are garbage, and they've been garbage for a long time now, and they are just not good. Nyx was good for about 2 weeks, nobody plays her now. Kasumi was a failure. A lot of the other champions, Casbane is boring, nobody plays him. Like, a lot of the new champions are just either really boring or they just completely fall on their face, and then everybody forgets about them after 2 weeks. That is the major problem with the new champions. They are not new content, and a new update should not be based around a new champion alone. Same with some of the stuff that they are taking out of the game. Where is the bounty store? Why have not people have not gotten any like compensation for their bounty coins yet? That was at the start of the year, y'all. I don't know if you guys realized or even realized that this was still a thing, but the bounty store got discontinued at the start of like January of this year, and they said they were going to give compensation, and there was going to be an entire new thing similar to the bounty store that was going to be put into the game at some point. And we are halfway through 2023 already, and there is still nothing. Still no updates. There is nothing about the bounty store. And the same thing with the Trials of the Realm. They took away the Trials of the Realm, and they said that it was not in a good state, and they were going to be updating the UI or like completely reworking how it was going to be, and it was going to be brought back sometime during 2023. We are already halfway through the year, and we also have no updates on the Trials of the Realm and when that's going to be coming back, if it's going to even be returning at all. And that was another major source of content for the game. Everybody would actually log in for like 1 or 2 days per week just for the Trials of the Realm to at least get some decent stuff. Don't get me wrong, like that also went downhill towards the end before it got discontinued and they took it out of the game. The majority of the rewards were just garbage anyways, like garbage sprays or like battle pass boosters or like gold, which a lot of people don't really even need anymore. And a lot of less of it was actually like MVP poses or like emotes or that type of thing, or like stuff that was actually useful. Death sprays or death stamps, like that type of thing that we were getting when the Trials of the Realm did launch like 2.5 years ago. that went downhill a lot as well, but that's still another major piece of content that got taken out of the game and still is not accounted for, and there is no explanation on when those two things are going to be coming back. So then all else you really have is either ranked, which I'll talk about, which is garbage, payload, which has been a complete flop. It is really boring. I wouldn't say it's a bad game mode, but it is really boring, and especially because of you have to use crossplay and the matchmaking for it is pretty much non-existent. You're usually playing payload and you're getting rolled in about 3 to 5 minutes every game. So if you think that's fun, go ahead and play payload. But at least for me, I want a competitive match, and I don't want to get rolled more than I usually do. And then you have LTMs, which are only available during the weekend. A lot of these LTMs that they are putting into the game are just flat out boring. They had one this past week that was fog or whatever, like fog on some of the onslaught maps. Like, it is legit the same thing, but you added an effect to the screen. Like, I don't know, if you want an LTM, like, you gotta shake it up and you gotta, like, build something from scratch. You can't just put an LTM into the game and change one little thing or, like, that type of thing and call it an LTM, because it just comes off as really lazy and nobody's gonna play more than, like, one match of it. They'll check it out and then they'll never play it again, like most players. And that's why a lot of the LTMs just don't never get any play, and they're, like, some of the lowest played type things in the game. Granted, they are only available on the weekends, but still. I think the only one that actually was decent was Pick Any. I think that was the most successful LTM, even more successful than Payload, unfortunately. The skins. Skins are also a huge issue with this game right now. Recolors, we are at the point, y'all, in Paladins history and the Paladins time right now, where recolors are being branded as brand new skins, and they are being pawned off as new skins when they are not actually new skins. If you don't believe me, let's check out a skin that's like 4 or 5 years old. Let's check out Pepper. This skin is one of the coolest skins in the entire game, and it is, I think, around 5 years old now. It got released, I think, the same patch Dredge got put into the game, which I forgot what exact month or day that was, but that was at least 4 or 5 years ago. It is that old of a skin, and whether you like or hate Pepper at all, like, I know there's a lot of people that don't really care for these type of skins, but you can't deny that, like, Pepper is one of the coolest skins in the entire game. With all the effects, all the stuff that is going on with the skins, the light type of stuff, and all that type of thing with this skin, it is by far one of the best skins the entire game has ever had. And now it's compared to one of the skins that they're trying to pawn off as a skin for the anniversary update. This is what you're getting nowadays, y'all, in 2023. This is being called a skin in 2023, and you're being forced to pay 400 crystals for this. Unless you get it for free, which you can get one for free, at least for the anniversary patch. You can get it for free. But like all the rest of them, you're going to be forced to pay 400 crystals for this. And keep in mind, Pepper was in the Battle Pass, and I think that was like 600 crystals back in the day, back in 2019, I think it was. So you were able to get that, plus a bunch of other Battle Pass skins. I think it was Redux, Strix, and I think Genos had a skin as well, and I think Ceres might have. I think there was 4 skins in that Battle Pass for like 600 crystals. Really bad. The same thing with the entire Event Pass. The Event Pass is just nothing but garbage, and the skins are just really bad. Ever since Thunderbrush has left at the end of 2022, the skins have taken a huge dip in quality. I think the last skins that we actually had were the Sati and Sarah skins that were really good. And then ever since we got the last Battle Pass for the Masquerade patch, those skins were god-awful. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Every single skin there, apart from maybe the Cast Bane skin we got, was god-tier awful. And that's because the Cast Bane skin was the last skin Thunderbrush worked on. That's the only reason why that skin was good. All the other skins there were absolutely god-awful. And it seems like every other patch now that there are skins that Thunderbrush never worked on, it seems like the skins are getting worse and worse, to the point now that we're getting recolors for skins that are being pawned off as skins when they're not actually skins. Whether it's because Thunderbrush is not there, or they don't have anybody that actually knows how to make skins, what I think is the main problem. They don't really know how to make skins, and they just know how to change effects with skins, and maybe change like the color palette a little bit, and that's about all they really know how to do. They don't know how to actually build the skin from scratch, because Thunderbrush was the one doing that. I don't know. But the skins are god-awful. And there are also more than 12 champions in this game. I don't know if hi-rez or like who's in charge of the skins. I'm assuming hi-rez is, or even like Evil Mojo. I don't know if you guys realize, but there are more than 12 champions in your game. Shaolin, Makoa, Talus, Grover, Dredge, Lex. These are just some of the champions that have not had skins in 3 to 5 years now. Some of which being 5 years, which are Shaolin and Makoa. They have not had a skin since the End Times event. Yeah, some of you guys probably don't even know what the End Times event was. That was the same patch that Atlas got put into the game. Back in, I think, like, October of 2018 or something crazy. 5 years. It's been 5 years. And then we have champions that have over 12 plus skins. And it seems like every other patch they rotate the, like, certain champions. No more, like, champions for Ying, Ceres, Tyra, Leon, Sati, and there's a few other ones that always get a bunch of skins, or have like over 12 skins already that just keep getting skins every other patch. Enough is enough. It is just so aggravating as a player seeing a new patch and not even playing any of the champions that always get skins. There are more champions, there are people that play champions that never get skins either. How does it feel to be a player that actually plays something like, I don't know, like Amani, like me, I play Amani, and she hasn't got a skin in forever. Or like somebody like Moji, or like somebody that plays like a champion that never gets any skins. And they keep following the game, hoping the next update their champion's gonna finally get a skin. And they see that Leon just got a skin earlier in the year, or like, for example, like some other champion just got a skin earlier in the year. And then 1 or 2 patches later, they're getting another skin, and their champion hasn't had a skin in like 4 or 5 years. How do you think that makes a player feel? I really don't know. And then you wonder why the people leave the game and they get uninterested in the game. Skins are a huge contributor to like the game and like keeping people interested with the game as well. You can't keep giving skins to the same fucking 10, 12 champions every other fucking update. It can't do that. It's not possible, and you should not be doing that. It is awful for the game. And if somebody brings up the point, oh, well, these champions are the only ones that sell skins, man. They gotta make money somehow. The only way they're gonna make money is if they sell skins. Well, maybe if they actually would put their effort in actually making great quality skins, they would sell no matter what. The problem with that is, and the real bad thing to that argument is, if they are good quality skins, they can make them for any champion in the entire game, and they will sell. That is a huge counter-argument to that. It doesn't matter who they give skins to. If the skin is a quality skin and it is a crazy good skin, people will buy it because people want to support the game. You don't need to give skins to the same 10 to 12 champions every other update. It's not what the game needs. Ranked is a fucking joke. I don't know if you guys play ranked or not, but I know a lot of people that don't even touch ranked. But at least for me, like, I think I ended on like Gold 2, like halfway through Gold 2. I never even got enough time to play ranked. I was going to try to make it to Platinum, and I just never got time before the game got discontinued on the Switch, but ranked is a fucking joke. Crossplay is an absolute failure. If you guys like crossplay, then props to you, but at least for me, like, playing on console, like, if I were to continue playing the game, it would probably be on console, if I were to guess. I don't think I'll be able to play it on PC, unfortunately. But it would be on console, and I don't know about you guys, being a console player, having to play against the PC players, it makes you want to, like, legit close the game. It is not good. It is an absolute fucking disaster, and the PC players have so much of an advantage over the console players that it's not even funny. It really is not. And the game just never gets balanced, or there's no changes to actually fix that either. And crossplay has been a thing now for 3 months. Hey, I got an entire video as well, like, talking about crossplay. I did an entire test. I got an entire 30-minute video, which I'll link at the end of this video, kind of testing crossplay and if it actually did fix anything. The main things they wanted it to fix were the matchmaking and the queue times, both of which actually got worse or did not change at all. So crossplay has been an entire failure, and the real reason why crossplay was added to ranked is because they do not actually want to actually fix the matchmaking, and the real reason probably why is they don't know how. they don't know how to fix the matchmaking, or they refuse to change the matchmaking and actually go in and actually change stuff for whatever reason. That is the major problem. That's why we got ranked crossplay, because it was a lot easier for them to add that than actually going and reworking how the matchmaker works, because that'd be too much work for them. Then they're really lazy, or they don't want to spend time and money for certain stuff. Hence why their game got discontinued on the Switch. Kind of the same issue. I don't know, same thing with the matchmaking, the bots. The matchmaking is garbage, like I talked about, but robots are like at an all-time high. Are we ever going to kill the Ruckus, or is she just going to stand in my backline the entire game?
Enemy double kill.
Oh, the Yag's sitting in spawn. That's nice. Oh man, this game is so bad. Fucking troll.
Enemy killing spree.
Oh, it's because she disconnected. She left. The Yaggareth got pissed and left the game, y'all. Man, this game sucks. Ranked is such a fucking joke. Can I load in, please? The match has already started long ago, and I'm still not even in. We have, holy shit, there was 3 DCs. I was the third person to DC on this team. We have 2 robots.
What? What the fuck?
Enemy killing spree.
Step into the light. Impel it.
You're already dead.
Like, you know there's a huge problem with your game. Like, if ranked matches are being decided by whichever team doesn't have the fucking robots. This is the second game in a row now that I've lost because of robots on my fucking team. I don't know how many ranked games I've had over the past, like, 3-4 months that have legit been decided by whichever team does not have a robot, or have somebody leave mid-match and have a robot on your team. If you have a competitive game mode, and the majority of your ranked matches are being decided by a win or loss off of whatever team has a robot or not, there is a major, major issue, and that still never has gotten fixed. Why are ranked matches being decided off of whoever has a lever or like somebody that has a robot on their team? Whether it's one or even multiple robots sometimes. Because it's pretty much legit an insta loss in that case. 99.9% of the time you're pretty much guaranteed to lose if you have a robot on your team. Why do you still lose points? And why does that still count as a loss for you? Even though you were one of the players that would still stay there and played. I want to see somebody tell me about that one. Same thing with the ban system. I don't know how many people that go into rank just leave games or just troll or just throw your draft and nobody ever gets banned. They do not ban anybody. The problem with Evil Mojo and the problem with hi-rez with this game is they do not ban anyone. Nobody gets banned. Even if you send a support ticket with like video proof, it'll take longer than a week to actually get a response. And unless they are blatantly hacking and it's really, really obvious, they still will not get banned. I know multiple people that have sent in support tickets of people just doing that type of thing. And even people that are hacking, but it's not really that obvious. They'll look and it'll either take forever for them to get banned still, or they won't get any response at all and nothing will ever happen. It's crazy. It really is. They do not ban anybody. That is another huge problem with ranked and like the entire game overall. Nobody's getting banned. Everybody can just do whatever they want and there's no repercussions at all. Completely ruins the matchmaking even more, and you got people just throwing games and that type of thing. Balance is god awful as well. It's another problem with the game right now. Crossplay made the balance really bad. There's still nothing with crossplay being changed. There is no nerfs for stuff like Lex, Con, and like Talus, that stuff that kind of just runs your ranked games. There really is not. And then there's a bunch of stuff that neither needs like reworks or like major buffs, that is just either god awful and you never see played, or just need major buffs to be good. Stuff like Willow, Tiberius, Yaggarith, Rom, Pip, all stuff that's never played or just really, really bad. And then stuff that needs to be reworked that they said they were going to either rework years ago and still has not, or needs an entire rework and still hasn't gotten it. Moji, Kasumi, Torvald, Vivian. Like, it just needs to be entirely changed. It really does. And adding another ban, they think adding another ban in rank is going to fix the balance problem as well, which doesn't do anything for them to solve the balance. Adding another ban doesn't do anything. It's just something that we should have had a long time ago. There are over 50 champions in the game now. We're first now getting 4 bans in rank. I don't know, gone are the days too where we would actually get communication like during a patch cycle and stuff for like concerns and stuff, questions that the community would have. I don't know if you guys remember, but Thunderbrush and Romanova, when Romanova was a community manager and when Thunderbrush was still with the game, they would always constantly being asked, like, interacting with the community during a patch, when it was during the downtime or like halfway through a patch or whatever, when it was kind of boring, answering people's questions, giving teasers, interacting with the community. Where is that at? Where is that? I know we have a new like community manager and that type of thing, but none of the devs interact with the community at all, mainly because they're probably scared of getting fired, because one of them got fired earlier this year because he said a bunch of bad stuff to the community. If you guys want to see that, I made an entire video talking about that too, but I think that was back in like November or December of last year, whenever that was. They're probably scared of losing their job if they actually talk to the community, which is a bad thing. But like, we have a community manager, like the guy is behind on patch notes, and like he's rarely ever on Twitter. Like, I don't know where he is. Why doesn't he interact with anybody? Maybe he's on Discord, I don't know. I'm never really on Discord much, but like, compared to what Romanova did, and even like Thunderbrush, it's not even on the same thing, which is really, really bad. You pretty much have a patch, and then after about a week after the patch goes live, everybody's silent, and it's pretty much like a ghost town for like their entire rest of the patch until, like, I guess like the last 2 or so weeks of the patch, when teasers and stuff start getting thrown up, and then they try to build everybody's hype up again for a new patch that, again, under-delivers usually. I don't know. I mean, the same thing too with like completely like neglecting the Switch players. Like, I don't know if you guys realize, but over like the entire past month, they did not even mention the Switch players once. The Switch players never even got mentioned once over the entire last month. There was not a specific date of when this next patch was going live, so the Switch players could prepare. There was nothing. The only thing they would actually say, and they would keep saying, is how good the anniversary update was going to be, and how people can play and get free stuff. That's the only thing they would tweet about, and that's the only thing they would actually acknowledge. Nothing about the Switch players, nothing saying about the Switch players, thanks for playing the game. We hope you continue to play the game after it gets discontinued on the Switch. We appreciate you playing the game. Nothing. There is nothing. They didn't acknowledge the Switch players at all. It's like we didn't even exist, and that just goes to show you how much they actually cared about the Switch players pretty much the entire time. I mean, the joke's on them. They're going to have a huge drop in players, because I know tons of people that only can play on the Switch or are going to choose not to even bother playing the game anymore. And they're going to have a huge drop in players, you know, after this next update, so it's really sad. I don't know. One thing I think they should have did is they should have gave the Switch players some type of compensation or like some type of bait to like incentive to like link their accounts and continue playing the game. Why don't they make like a skin, like an original skin, not a recolor, like an original skin for the Switch players, and be like, oh, here's a brand new skin for whatever champion. Like, if you link your account and continue playing the game after the Switch, it gets discontinued on Switch, and you link your account upon login, if you were a Switch player, you would get this skin, for example. Why didn't they do something like that? I don't know why they don't even give the Switch players any type of compensation or like anything. Even like some bait to continue playing the game. It's like they don't even want us to continue playing the game. They probably didn't even know we existed to begin with, so I don't even know. And judging they don't know how to actually fix the game for the Switch, or refuse to, they probably didn't care to begin with. Report all the robots. And I crash again. I crash again. Holy shit. Holy fuck. I just crashed. I legit just crashed about 3 minutes ago and I crash again. You're killing me, hi-rez. You're really killing me. You're making it really difficult to actually play the game. I'll try one more ranks game, but like if there's any bullshit in this next match, I'm done. I don't know any other game that is this unplayable. Like, I really don't. The only other game that's more unplayable is Smite. I don't know. And my game is bugged! My game is bugged. Why? My game is bugged now. I can't even... What is this? Oh my gosh, this game sucks. This game is so bad, and I gotta reset for a third time because the game is bugged. The entire game is bugged. It won't let me queue for a match now. I feel bad for any Overwatch players that are looking for a new game and have recently joined the game, or like there's some new streamers. I heard there's a bunch of new streamers that are like Overwatch streamers that are trying the game recently and stuff. I feel bad for you guys. You're really in for it. It may look... This game looks great on the surface, but once you play it longer than like a few hours, then you realize why it's a dumpster fire. I got a deserter. How? How did I get a deserter penalty? I wasn't even allowed to queue.
Ha! Got him.
You're killing me, hi-rez. You must have it out for me or something. I don't know. I didn't even queue. I did not even queue for a game. I crashed. I crashed when I tried to go look for a match before then. I crashed right when I was about to look for a game. I never even clicked the button to queue. The game fucking crashed and I logged in. It was bugged. I logged in again and now I got a deserter penalty. How? There you go. Another thing too, like, I've been making content for the game for about 5 years now. Like, this doesn't really matter that much to me, but at least, like, anybody else, like, any other game, like, even, like, around about the size of Paladins, I wouldn't say, like, a major, like, big game like Apex or Overwatch or anything will, like, do this, but, like, the smaller games or, like, the medium-sized games, something like a Paladins or even, like, a Smite, you think if you have a content creator that was making content, especially for like Switch content. I don't know anybody else that was actually like a Switch content creator for the game especially for 5 years, making constant, consistent content for the game. You'd like acknowledge them or say, hey, good job on the content, thanks for making content for the game, or like even throwing me some battle pass codes or something. Like, I understand they have a content creator program and that's what they want for that, and you're supposed to sign up for that, but like, there are going to be content creators that are not the size and do not meet the qualifications for the content creator program and do not want to sign a contract for that. So, like, that does not mean you can actually, like, can't go out of your way to, like, say, hey, good job, thanks for making content for the game, like one of the devs or, like, somebody in charge of the game, Thunderbrush, somebody, I don't know, the community manager, like, somebody acknowledge, like, what you're doing and, like, that or even like just DMing you on Twitter or like on Discord, say, hey, I see you make content for the game. We really appreciate that your consistent streams or whatever, or like content for the game. Here's some battle pass codes for yourself and to give out for the community and to some of your audience. Nothing like that either. Like, which is not really that. not really like a big thing because I don't really care about that thing anyways, but like, even like for anybody else, like I'm just kind of bringing that up just because you think after 5 years at least they would have like something like that happen to me, but like I haven't had anything. No acknowledgement, none of the devs saying anything about that for making content for the game, like nothing over the years. I mean, I wasn't really making content for them anyways, it was mainly because I enjoyed the game and I enjoyed making content for like my own audience. It wasn't really for them, so like I said, it's not really too big of a deal for me, but I thought I had to bring that up because over 5 years I didn't get any, like, they didn't give me any codes or like anything, like even like a discount code or anything to buy skins for making content, even getting people into the game and being able to play their game. I got many people that were Switch players into the game or even let them even know about the game, and they tried the game. They probably don't play anymore, but at least they tried the game or still play the game once in a while up until this point, and even then, so I don't know. Are some of the positives though, like some of the things I will miss with the game, playing some of the favorite champions. This game has some really unique champions. I think that's one of the things that makes it really unique a lot of the other games. I will be missing playing like Maeve, Amani, Io, Lilith, Dredge, Strix, Rom, and some of the other favorite champions I really like playing. A lot of cool champions that I will no longer be able to play, which kind of sucks. Same thing with like the community. The community for this game is great. I really like the community for the game. There are some shitheads, which every one community has for a game, but overall, this is one of the coolest communities for a game I think ever been a part of the last couple of years. There are so many talented like content creators, especially like artists and stuff, especially on Twitter and like Discord, that are just still making stuff for the game, and it's absolutely crazy. It's really, really cool to see. Same with all the people that I've met over the last couple of years, like the friends and all that type of people, like whether I still talk to them to this day or not, like it's absolutely crazy like how many people like through the game that I've met over the last 5 years making content for the game and like streaming for the game and that type of thing. And if you're still watching the video up until this point, I like thank anybody that still watches the video or even cares. I know there's some people that don't even give a shit about my Paladin stuff, and some people that actually comment that they don't want me to make stuff for the game anymore because I'm a bad influence to the devs, whatever that may mean. So, but all the support over the last 5 years, whether on all the other content on the channel or like mainly the Paladin stuff, whether it's the streams or the videos, I really do appreciate it. Without people watching the stuff and like the people supporting the videos and the stream, like there would be no channel and there would not be anybody, or at least I wouldn't be here today, so, or at least where I am today. So I do hope you continue with the channel and stay tuned. The channel, there's a lot of other stuff on the way and a bunch of other stuff. Like I said, overall, like I still will be continuing and trying to make content for the game. I just don't know when that will be. Whether it's when the new like Switch successor console does drop, like a year or two or now, or like I end up getting into a bunch of money, win the lottery or something crazy, and I'm able to buy a PlayStation or Xbox S or whatever the newest ones are for to play the game on those. I'm not 100% sure. I was gonna play it on PC, but those of you guys that actually were here for a stream, at least when I'm recording this, about a day and a half ago, apparently my PC has an overheating problem now. So if it gets too hot and where I'm streaming at and like in my room or whatever, and if I'm streaming for more than an hour, it starts overheating. So I don't think I'll actually be able to play on PC even if I wanted to, because I'll only be able to play for maybe like 45 minutes, especially if I'm streaming and playing the game on the same thing. Because right now I was even playing the game on the Switch, and the only thing I was doing on the PC was just like streaming on the PC, and it's still overheated. So it still works fine and everything, but like I think the problem is if it's too hot now and too hot in my room or whatever, it's too hot outside, and if I'm doing too much at once, it starts overheating, gets really hot, and it starts dropping frames, and the CPU starts dropping really bad. That was the main problem I think I was looking at. So might need a new PC as well, and I think a new PC is definitely more priority of over playing, like buying a new console and playing a shitty game. I can tell you that right now. So as for future stuff on the channel, there'll be a lot of same stuff I'll be doing over here. If you guys are here for Splatoon stuff, Apex stuff, Overwatch 2, Omega Strikers, like I'm going to continue doing a lot of that stuff. I'll also be bringing a bunch of new content to replace Paladins over here, at least for the time being. until I actually am able to play the game again, whenever that may be, or whatever I can play it on. A lot of more Pokemon stuff going to be going live on the channel. That seems to be doing really well. So a lot more like Wi-Fi battles and like Wonder Trade and even like shiny hunts live on stream. I plan on doing that type of thing as well. Warframe. I don't know if I'll be doing stuff with Warframe, but I like to get back into Warframe and maybe start streaming and making content for Warframe. Rocket League is another thing I haven't done content for in like 2 or 3 years. I did do videos and I did stream the game a long time ago, but it's been forever. Fortnite's another thing I'll probably be streaming. I don't know if I'll be making like videos for that, but probably stream once in a while. And then Mario Kart 8, which has been forever since I have even streamed that game. Have not played it in forever either, but I would like to get back into playing. And there's a bunch of other stuff on the way as well, with some new games either releasing later this year, or like at the start of next year. So, hope you guys are that interested. Any of you guys, like I said, I still do plan on making Paladin stuff. The problem is I don't have anything to play the game on right now. I only have a Switch, and it's discontinued on the Switch. And my PC, like I said, has a new overheating problem now, so I don't think it would actually work to stream and play the game on PC. I probably could if I really wanted to, but if I play the game and stream on the PC, it's probably not going to last longer than 45 minutes for streams, and I don't know how that would really do for recording either. So, and then I don't have a PlayStation or Xbox, so I'm kind of just waiting either for like a Switch successor console in the next half year to a year, or whenever the other stuff might happen. If I get a new PC sometime next couple months or whatever happens. So, apart from that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know I kind of just jumped around a lot here, and there's a lot of shit to talk about, but like I said, I really appreciate everybody's support over the last couple of years for all the Paladin stuff, whether it was the streams or the videos, and the friends and everybody that I met through the game is absolutely crazy. And most of the people I still talk to, there's some people that I met a long time ago and they don't even play the game anymore and they kind of disappeared, but a lot of the people that I've met at least over the last 1-2 years I still talk to at least once in a while, which is crazy. So apart from that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I said, last Paladins video, at least for the time being. Like I said, I'm not going to be done with the game. I just have no way to play the game right now. So when that actually the time actually comes, or when that actually may be, I do not know. So apart from that, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'm gonna get out of here. I don't know if I might actually throw in like a compilation at the end of this. If not, I don't have enough footage. I was gonna try to record and actually throw in like a champion compilation or something, or some of my favorite champions, but I had such a short notice to actually like be able to get enough footage for that. So I don't know if I actually have enough to actually do like a compilation of like some really good stuff. So I don't know, if not, it's gonna end here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by, and hopefully you guys watch some of the other stuff I do on the channel. Would really appreciate it. And I'm gonna get out of here. Peace out, everybody.